Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi guys, welcome to episode 488 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. How's life treating you? Are you taking care of your mindset? Especially before you allow your brain to run away with all the thoughts that it probably has running through it. It's probably a lot of them right now. Maybe you're taking care of your brain before you let yourself get worked up at the state of the world. Because just 10 to 15 minutes, that's all it really takes to show your brain who's boss. And to show it that no matter what it wants, which is usually just to run straight for the dopamine, the juicy topics, you are the boss of it. We know it wants to go straight for the dopamine. How many times have you been driving down the street and there's an accident or some sort of chaos on the other side of the road and you can't take your eyes off of it? Even though that means you aren't paying attention to your driving or your side of the road, that's your brain being left to its own devices. So every morning you have to show it who's boss. I fight it every morning. Every time I win that fight, I'm 100% better for the rest of the day. And so are you. So just remember that. Okay, so as an interior designer, I'm pretty picky about just about every aspect of my projects, but there's one area that I am super passionate about. If you know me, you're probably like, I know what it is. That's lighting. I think bad lighting can make a good design look really bad, and good lighting can make a bad design seem pretty good. It's everything when it comes to the feel of your space. Now, I never used to worry about which bulbs clients would buy for the lights. It was pretty cut and dry. You go into Lowe's and you get the wattage you want, and it would look great. And you guys can probably relate with this, it's not that easy anymore to buy a light bulb. There are tons of different options, and not all of them are great. This is the result of the government deciding that incandescent bulbs are bad for the environment. So for the last several years, they've been slowly but surely taking incandescent bulbs off the market, and LED bulbs are all you can get. Well, when LEDs first came out, I don't know if you remember, but they're really horrible. Without a doubt, they were horrible. They would cast this bluish or greenish color, which makes everything, including us, look terrible. And don't even talk about trying to dim them. Most of them couldn't dim when they first came out. So I fought that change for a very long time. I would hoard incandescent bulbs like my life depended on it. I still try to buy them if I see them sometimes, but that's more an act of rebellion. Now, as long as you get the right color temperature of LED, which for most purposes will always be 2700 Kelvin, okay? I will put that in the show notes. 2700 Kelvin is the color you always want. That will look good. You'll feel like you look good in that color. But if you look around your house and you notice the white and blue lights, just do yourself a favor and change all your bulbs to 2700 Kelvin. You'll thank me. Now, I'm telling you all of this because I didn't want that change. When it first happened, I thought it was terrible. But now the bulbs are so good. The dimming capabilities are just fine. The color temperatures, if you get the right one, looks just fine. In fact, I have to say, I have had LED bulbs in my house since our renovation a few years ago, and I haven't had to change one of the bulbs. They last so much longer, and they put out way less heat. So overall, I have to admit, they're an upgrade, if you ask me. So I fought something that ended up being better in the end, better for the environment, better for our electricity bills. all of that. It didn't look like that was going to be the case as I was going through it. I literally thought they were ruining everything about design. And by ending the use of incandescent bulbs, I was just like, well, no design's going to look good with those blue bulbs. And here we are on the other side, and we're better for it. Now, I've grown a lot since then, and I now would like to think that I would have handled that change a little bit better if it happened, because now I know that life is always working in my favor. And even though changes seem hard when you're going through them, I know there's something great that's going to come from it if I allow myself to look for it. I was actually proud of myself recently because I let myself go with the flow of a recent change rather than fight against it. I actually saw myself in real time kind of going with the flow of it. It was when I was walking into the gym locker room a few days ago, and I thought, It's so interesting how much things have changed. See, my friend Lena has recently moved. I talk about her a lot because, well, we have a lot in common, but she also has a great mindset and lots of really good things that I love about her. And so I used to see her every day at the gym. That's how we met. And I had a thought when I was walking into the locker room that it was sad that I didn't get to see her like that and go sit in the sauna or swim or go for our afternoon walks. And I acknowledged that it was sad, but I also realized that the change for her is a really good one, I think. She's excited, and I'm excited for her. And we still talk, and I'll get to see her in a few weeks when we go to Florida for vacation. So it is the end of the way things used to be, but the start of something fun too. And how it opens up other new opportunities at the same time. And as long as that's what I focus on instead of the loss, the better everything is, the more with the flow I'm going. The more we allow ourselves to see that the ending of everything is a new beginning of something else. I mean, life demands change, and we have to decide if we're going to go with the flow or if we're going to resist it, which makes life harder than it needs to be. I look back at all the anxiety I had over LED bulbs, only now to have them working even better than the incandescent ones that I love so much. And then my focusing on the good that is coming from Lena's move doesn't mean I won't miss her. It just means I'm going to go with the flow of life's changes, even when I don't love them. It makes life a lot more fun and a lot more peaceful because change is inevitable. Human nature likes to be comfortable, and change for a lot of us is uncomfortable. So the natural thing is to fight it. But the more we grow, we realize that change is just a natural part of life. And with every ending, there's a new beginning. It's always how you frame things. John Templeton says the powerful potential behind change lies in the possibility that each new beginning will bring us greater joy and freedom than we've ever known. Whether or not that happens and whether or not we continue to grow through the cycles of life, that's largely up to us. We play a part in what happens by choosing how we see our changes, how we see our beginnings and our endings. He goes on to say that we can see each ending as a tragedy and lament and resist it, or we can see each ending as a new beginning and a new birth into greater opportunities. My challenge to you this week is if you're going through a change of some sort, maybe it's the end of a relationship or the end of a job, maybe it's the end of one phase of your life into another. Don't allow your brain to do the thing that it will do if you aren't being intentional, and that is to focus on the loss. Intentionally look for the possibility for greater joy or greater freedom or just a new door opening that you wouldn't have normally seen. Intentionally focus on the new beginning. Share this with 3 people who are doing big things. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together, and I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.